You have failed at building habits before, and here's what nobody tells you. That failure had almost nothing to do with you. Every system you've ever tried was built for a version of you that doesn't actually exist. Someone with unlimited energy, perfect discipline, and 0 bad days. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why. Think about the last time you tried to change something about yourself. Maybe you wanted to exercise more, eat better, finally read before bed instead of scrolling for an hour. You started strong, life got in the way. One missed day became a week, and suddenly you were starting over again. That cycle isn't a character flaw, it's a systems problem, and the fix is smaller than you'd ever expect. Here's the number that changes everything: 1%. Improve by just 1% each day, and you are 37 times better by the end of the year. Not 37% better, 37 times. That is the math of compounding applied to human behavior. But that's not the real problem, and this is where it gets interesting. This isn't motivational poster stuff. This is exponential math. Tiny improvements feel invisible in the short term. You won't notice the difference between who you are today and who you were yesterday. But zoom out 6 months, a year, 2 years, the person you become is almost unrecognizable. So how does a micro habit actually work inside your brain? Neuroscience gives us the answer in 3 steps. First, a cue, something in your environment that triggers the behavior. Second, the routine itself, the actual action. Third, the reward, a small neurochemical signal that tells your brain this was worth doing. Repeat that loop enough times and the behavior stops being a choice. It becomes automatic. That's the habit loop. Think of your neural pathways like a hiking trail through tall grass. The first time you walk it, you're pushing through. The 10th time, you can see the path forming. The 100th time, it's worn smooth. Micro habits don't force a new trail. They walk it so gently, so consistently, that your brain doesn't resist. It just goes. Here's the part most people have never heard. B.J. Fogg, a behavior scientist at Stanford who has spent over 20 years studying what actually changes human behavior, found that the smallest habits, ones that feel almost too easy, are the ones that survive long enough to become automatic. He put it plainly: motivation is unreliable. What you need is a tiny behavior attached to something you already do. That's the foundation. And point 2 breaks everything open. But here's what most people get wrong. We treat habit building like a motivation problem. We think if we just want it badly enough, we'll do it. So we set massive goals, make big announcements, download the app. And then we crash, because motivation runs out. Systems don't. The real question isn't how much do you want this, it's how little effort does this actually require. This is where identity comes in. And this is the part of habit science most people have never heard of. When you say, "I want to exercise more," your brain hears a task, something on a to-do list. But when you say, "I am someone who moves their body every day," your brain hears a statement about who you are. And the brain is deeply motivated to stay consistent with its own identity. But that's not the whole story. A 2010 study by Dr. Philippa Lally at University College London tracked 96 people over 12 weeks as they tried to build new habits. The popular belief that habits take 21 days, that number was never backed by real research. Lally's team found the actual average was 66 days. Some habits took up to 254 days to feel fully automatic. That's not failure. That's just how long the brain actually needs. So, why do most habits collapse before they ever have a chance to stick? Point 1, the habit is too big to sustain when energy is low. Point 2, the reward is too far away to feel real. Point 3, the cue is too inconsistent, so the loop never properly forms. Point 4, the environment is quietly working against you without you even noticing. Most habit advice gets all 4 of these wrong. Here's the truth the self-help industry doesn't want to sell you. The smaller the habit, the more likely it survives. A habit you do when you feel terrible is infinitely more powerful than a habit you only do when you feel great. That's point 2. And point 3 is where everything becomes practical. So let's make this real. Because knowing the science is one thing. Your brain doesn't change from knowing things. It changes from doing things. Here are 3 micro-habits the research actually supports. Fair warning, they're going to feel embarrassingly small. That's the whole point. Step 1 is habit stacking. Take something you already do every single day. Pouring your morning coffee, brushing your teeth, sitting down at your desk. Now attach your new micro-habit directly after it. After I pour my coffee, I will write 1 sentence. Not a page, 1 sentence. The existing habit becomes the cue. The new habit gets a free ride straight into your routine. Step 2. Shrink the habit until it physically cannot fail. If your goal is to exercise, your micro version is to put on your workout clothes. That's it. Not run 5 miles, not even step outside. Just put the clothes on. Because most of the time, once you start, you continue. And even on the days you don't, you still built the cue, reinforced the identity, and showed up. Step 3. Design your environment before you ever need your willpower. Want to eat better? Don't rely on discipline. Move the junk food out of sight and put fruit on the counter. Behavior economists at Cornell University have found that simply changing the visual environment changes what people choose without requiring any extra motivation at all. The path of least resistance should lead exactly where you want to go. Here's the callback to everything we started with. You haven't been failing at habits. You've been attempted habits designed for a version of you that doesn't exist. Shrink the habit, stack it onto something you already do, design the environment, and let compounding do the heavy lifting. Because the 37 times better version of you isn't built in a transformation. It's built in a Tuesday. Remember the 1% we talked about at the very start? Here's what hits differently when you really sit with it. Every tiny habit you build is a vote for the identity you want to have. Not a grand, dramatic gesture. A vote. And votes compound. Every day you show up, even imperfectly, even badly, you are telling your brain who you are becoming. And the brain believes you. The version of you that runs, reads, eats well, thinks clearly, that person isn't built in a transformation. They're built in a Tuesday and a Wednesday and a quiet Thursday morning when nobody is watching. The science isn't complicated. The doing is. But the doing just got a whole lot smaller. If you found this useful, the video on breaking bad habits goes even deeper into why old habits are so hard to override and the specific science behind rewiring them. Subscribe if you want more of this. New video every week.